Hello everyone, I'm Suresh, COO of Nemmadi. You know what we do at Nemmadi. Our mainstay is helping the RWA, that's the Resident Welfare Associations, to take over the common areas and amenities, including the building services and facilities from the builder. We help these associations in the HOTO process, that is HOTO, Handover-Takeover process. So that's our mainstay. So in the process of this, we are approached by many of our newly formed RWAs for assistance they require in handover and takeover process, and we go take them through the whole process, what we do, how we do, and then we send a proposal. In the process of sending a proposal and taking their approval and starting the work, the first and the foremost objection we always face is we are not competitive. We are expensive. So whenever we go through the details and find out who all have quoted, the majority of the people who quote lesser than us when we have done analysis are from FMS companies and some individuals. See, first coming to the individuals, an individual may not be specialized in everything. So he will know a certain field. Maybe a civil engineering is specialized, or he is specialized in MEP, that too, maybe in STP or DG or even the firefighting. So when an individual quotes for a work, he has got absolutely no overheads, and he will be outsourcing many of the things to the other specialities, and we definitely cannot compete with them because of their overheads as well as the depth in which they do is not as deep as we do in the subject. Now coming to the second competitors, the FMS companies. FMS, as you all know, stands for Facility Management Service. Here I would like to tell you in the upfront that we are not here to demean the services done by FMS companies, or we are going to badmouth them. We are going to present you the facts which is left you to analyze and come to a conclusion. See, the FMS companies are mainly specialized in running the existing facilities in a good way, and majority of their concentration is on housekeeping and the manpower provision. They have a big pool of manpower, and with that they maintain the facility for day-to-day running. So in the process, whenever they offer for inspection of handover and takeover, it is little beyond their depth of knowledge. And to take an example, so whenever we go to buy a car, for example, a used car to be specific, whom do you take as an assistance for verifying whether the car is worth buying or not? Do you take the driver of a car for an advice, or do you take the help of a good mechanic who knows in and out of the car? Driver may be able to drive, he can tell you how the ride is, but will he be able to open the bonnet, check inside the engine, check the suspension, check the steering capability, check all other mechanicals and tell you whether it's worth buying, whether the battery is out of date or something is almost for the replacement? So all these things only a mechanic will be able to tell you. So going to the same example, the facilities management services, they are good. They are really good at maintaining things, but they will not be able to tell you the condition of the facilities that are being operated upon. So this is where their depth of knowledge stops. And also I should bring you one more point where the facility management people, they are more worried or more focused on getting the contract, which is a recurring basis year on year. So once they aim for a contract, the handover takeover inspection, whatever they offer, to do will never be in the depth that is required because of the first reason I told you. And secondly, even if they convince you that they can do it, they do it at a very low price for obvious commercial reason. Their main intention is to get the final work of facilities management, and this inspection becomes a subsidiary work. So what they do normally is they cross subsidize from the main quote onto this, make it look cheap. But there are many issues which may not be observed intentionally or unintentionally. It will not be observed, and that will pass on to the operational part. And any particular shortcoming, for example, some bearing noise is observed in one of the machinery, and if that is not brought to the notice, or something is about to fail, if that is not brought to the notice of the RWA and the property is taken over, tomorrow all these defects will be passed on as an operational cost, which in the first place should have been highlighted as a improper handover or something not in good condition, so that the builder can be asked to bring it to the proper condition before handover. So these are the basic things why we cannot compete with an FMS company for handover taker. Here, I'd like to tell you one more thing. There are good FMS companies who know their limits and their integrity is par excellence, and such people, they never enter into this kind of checking. We do get references sometimes from FMS companies. They say that we cannot do all this, go to a specialist, somebody like Nemmadi. So they know their limit and they stay out of the limit. So with this, I allow you to make a choice of whether it is economical in the short run or economical in the long run. Choice is yours.